2 weeks. Oh my god, is it really that close to the beginning of the season? Well, another new update for Fan Formula. Also another Jazzy shirt. And look, Jazzy beard too. Well, I just felt it was time for a change really. So I'd had the Rubinho beard for a little bit, and I just thought I'd change it up a little bit. You know, obviously with the way that the cars changed throughout the 2012 season, I'm sure my facial hair will change at some point. Right, the questions. I love Formula One because there's so much intrigue, there's so much gossip, there's rumours circulating around like a pack of wolves, really. You know, the media are trying to get their teeth into what's been happening, obviously, with the latest saga with I think it was Friday night, coming up to 7 o'clock, and everyone was doing the rounds on Twitter with has Felipe Massa been sacked? So that's a perfect idea of rumours going round, circulating until there's an official announcement. Obviously, rumours are just conjecture and speculation. But sometimes it's entertaining for that to happen because you never know what might be around the next corner. But obviously, I have big respect for the guys, you know, who are driving at 210 miles an hour in some cases down the straights of Monza, and they're putting their lives on the line for our entertainment. So I have to give my hats off to them. What do I hope the current season will bring with the new changes? Hopefully more exciting racing, less aerodynamic downforce, more mechanical grip with the Pirelli tyres, and obviously Red Bull losing their advantage of the exhaust blown diffuser, the throttle mapping when the exhaust was blowing onto the back end. So hopefully it should provide closer racing, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the teams like Caterham and Force India go up from where they were last year. So fingers crossed for a great season. Team and driver. Well, for me it's a no-brainer. Obviously a Brit. You know, my surname might be German, but I am a Brit at heart. Yes, for everyone out there who thinks I might support Schumacher or Rosberg or Vettel, no, I'm a Brit, born and bred. The surname says one thing, but you know the patriotism I have as a Brit. You know, obviously supporting McLaren and also Jenson Button. The reason why I supported them, well, McLaren I started supporting when Ayrton Senna joined the team and was a revolution. This man was a fantastic driver in his day, and on his best day no one could touch him, pure and simple. You know, helped McLaren to 3 world titles. Obviously I've been with them through the good and the bad times like every main team has. Obviously, you know Ferrari's had it, Williams have had it, and obviously McLaren have as well. They've been in the doldrums a few times, but they've had some great years with obviously Mika Hakkinen winning the title in '98 and '99. Obviously Martin Brundle drove for them, Nigel Mansell, David Coulthard. You know, there's been many Brits that have joined the Woking Bay squad. You know, so, and obviously with Lewis being the latest champion with McLaren in 2008, you know, came in as a rookie, blitzed Alonso. I mean, Alonso wasn't even expecting Lewis to be so quick out of the blocks. So, and Jenson, I've supported him for the last 12 years, and I will continue to do so. I mean, you know, as a fresh-faced rookie coming into Williams in 2000, you know, he did the best with what he had. Obviously, he had that. You know, didn't have a great relationship with Flavio Briatore. Briatore was, you know, had stated that he felt that Jenson wouldn't amount to much, and obviously Jenson in '09 proved him wrong, and he's matured every single race, and he's showing how consistent. His capability of weather condition reading is fantastic, second to none. If I could be in charge for F1, I'd change 3 things. Those 3 things would be the removal of DRS, because I find it artificial. The F-duct was the pioneer to it, and that was not a moving part. It was just basically an aperture that was used by a particular body part of the driver to close up to enable more air to the top of the rear wing. So it's not, you know, if the FIA had kept the F-duct legal, we wouldn't have seen DRS the last year and now this year. KERS should be available with a bigger boost, and also, you know, there should be the capacity to use it more during the race. Obviously, there are shorter straights on there, but the thing is that the drivers should be able to use it at every possible opportunity, except for pit lane and corners, of course. Obviously, when they're exiting the corners, when they go around the apex, they should be able to engage the curves and have that 150 brake horsepower boost, and that will probably make it a little bit. That probably would be a bit more, a little bit greener than obviously say DRS. I mean, DRS is helpful to a point, but KERS is an electric technology, and obviously with hybrids now becoming more apparent, and obviously you know, cars like say, you know, modern cars which use an electric motor with a range extender on it. And Formula One's kind of the reverse of that. So from a technical aspect, it's got a practical application for future road cars. You know, high performance cars like the 918 Porsche Hybrid. You know, Ferrari's even looking into that technology on their, you know, on their cars as well. The third one I'd bring back would be refueling. It just added a bit more spectacle for the teams, and obviously we've seen, you know, quite notable hit and misses when it comes to pit stops, but it changes the complete complexity of the race. So it would give teams like, say, Sauber, Force India a real chance. So I think really refueling should come back into it. If I was team principal for a day, the two drivers that I would choose first of all would be the newly signed KV Racing driver Rubens Barrichello, because of his experience, but also because of his charisma as an individual. I mean, let's not forget, Rubens graced the Formula One paddock for nearly 20 years, had a great career. Obviously, unfortunately, didn't win any world titles, as well documented through the Ferrari period, when Schumi was his teammate, with that debacle at Hockenheim in 2002 as well. But Rubens, in his later years, has become a fantastic ambassador for the sport. And it was a real shame to see him dropped, but obviously money does talk a lot now in Formula One, and you know, I'd love to have him back from his charisma, but also from an experience point of view, because you want to have, you know, the right person to set up your car aerodynamically from an engineering perspective and from a technical aspect as well. The person that I'd pair him with would be Dan Wells, 2011 vice champion of the Formula Renault UK Finals series, because he's got youth on his side. He's hungry, he's dedicated, he's committed, he's consistent as well on the racetrack. I had the pleasure of seeing him in action at the Autosport International on the iZone karting simulator, and he was lapping within probably 1/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second of what he was doing, and it was fantastic to see the amount of concentration, but also from a media aspect. Now, Formula One has now signed a deal with Tata Communications, which basically will enable there to be one major feed. Now, this would be a great thing if social media jumps on bandwagon with this, because a lot of teams, a lot of drivers, a lot of young drivers, including Dan, are on Twitter, they are on Facebook, and they're becoming more interactive. And this is just going to really open it up. And from a social media aspect, I mean, Dan is the Twitter-powered racing driver, as he's always said. And it would be great for him to be able to interact with fans during a race weekend whenever he's got a chance, because Dan says that he responds to every email and every tweet. So from a social media perspective, that's great that, you know, future racing drivers are embracing this technology, you know, because they're growing up with it like we are. So that would be my choice for the two drivers. Obviously there's to be so many to choose from, but you know, it's difficult to decide with two. But there we go. There we are. I'm Alex G. I of Alex G 1977. Once again, providing you with a jazzy shirt and now the jazzy beard for 2012. So I'll see you next week for another fan formula submission. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.